Why do you think you're being denied this protection?
I'm being punished.
Why?
Because I have broken an omerta. I have broken what is called a mafia code. I'm among very few people, if I'm not the only one, who has gone all out and said, in the African National Congress, in our own government, our own comrades are doing wrong things. And they must be punished. There must be investigations. Brought evidence. When I went to the Moerane Commission, I did not go with a file. I went with boxes. If Moerane Commission was not a whitewash, all the evidence that I had would have been processed by now. So I've embarrassed comrades. I've been told so many times that I can't change the country alone, can't change the movement alone. I've been asked many times if I don't want to leave something for my own children. Why don't I stop this and start my life and continue with my life? So people are hurting. People are angry because I've done what they expected me not to do. So the only way of teaching others a lesson is through me. I must be dealt with, I must be treated in a way that will make any other person who wants to expose just a minor thing to see that if you do that, it's either you'll die. If you don't die, you'll become a paluga or you'll become a pariah of some sort. You'll be like a stateless person to an extent that I no longer have any state institution that I can still go to and ask for protection or ask for anything. This was the closest that I've just suffered. I think people were, I don't know whether they were waiting for me to be shot or to die so that they are going to act. If you take the Public Protector's report on review, this is where I also blame our own judiciary. If you take the Public Protector's report on the president was treated on urgent basis, right? What would have been the harm if it was treated on normal basis? He could have still continued to be the president. Nothing would have changed. The sun would have rose from the east and set on the west. Nothing would have changed. We would have continued as the country. But here is a life and death situation. We are facing death, myself and Comrade Les Stuta. The report is being reviewed, not on urgent basis, taking their own time, If we were to die now, then the report goes to court, and the court finds that we were supposed to be protected. Are they going to resuscitate us? Are they going to go back to the graves and say, no, you didn't, you died mistakenly. Wake up because we made a mistake. We were supposed to protect you. Logic dictates, logic tells anyone that even if we were to be protected in interim basis, take the report on review on urgent basis. If it's the report that is stopping us to be protected, I did not even refuse. I'm calling on the police now to say if they believe that the first report was wrong, let them revet me if they want. I did not refuse to do that. They've never approached me on that. But their own processes, their own report that is generated by their own agents, spending time, money, and resources of the state to come and vet me, do a threat assessment on me. They find that my life is at risk. I deserve to be protected by the state. It's even written, protectors, provided with protectors, right? It's in the report. Let me tell you how this thing is going to end. I may die before this matter goes on review. If that doesn't happen, I may be arrested for anything. I've been told, reliably told by people within intelligence circles, that there is a special unit that was created because I'm becoming a problem, a nuisance. The unit is headed by a certain Pillay. That unit was told to go and dig anything that they can find on me. If they can find anything on corruption, they must arrest me. If a rape can be set, it's still okay. If illegal firearms can be found, it's still okay. If drugs can be found, it's still okay. So I'm sitting at a position where every step of mine is being monitored. I'm sitting at a position where anything and everything that I do, I must be very careful because I don't know which is which and who is who.
Are you clean?
I don't know. It's the state that is supposed to tell me if I'm dirty. But for now, I can tell you, there is nothing that has been shown to me that this is a wrong thing that I've done. I know that I don't do drugs. I know that I don't have illegal firearms. I know that I don't have an active company that I'm using, right? I don't have an active company in my name that I'm using, right? So I don't know if at all. By the way, let me tell you something. I don't even have an account. Do you know that? I don't have a banking account in my name. So how I don't know if I've said this so many times. If there is anything against me, if there is anything that is fine, if I'm a person that goes around and say other people are corrupt and they must be investigated, why must I refuse to be investigated? I must also be investigated, and I must go to court and ventilate matters.
Whose toes do you think you've stepped on for you to be hunted? You were once quoted as saying you were hunted like an animal. Whose toes did you step on?
Senior politicians.
Senior ANC politicians.
Senior politicians. It will be wrong to say only ANC politicians. You know, I don't know if you know that politicians that are involved in businesses, they forget the issue of political affiliations. I know of politicians within the ANC who are involved in business with politicians of the IFP, vice versa. So I don't want a situation, if a certain business is alleged to have done a wrong thing and a certain senior politician of the African National Congress who is in business with a certain politician of another party feels threatened by that, it will be wrong of me to only pick the leader of the African National Congress as the only person who's aggrieved because of what I've exposed. But because of proximity to power, it's only the leader of the African National Congress who can maneuver the state machinery to victimize those, because other political parties are not in power, possible in this province and in the country, except in the Western Cape.
What is it that can help you now?
I don't know what can help me. I've thought of many things. I've thought of taking my passport and my documents, my threat assessments and other things, and going to any embassy and say to any country, accept me if you want. If you don't accept me. But the other thing is that will be a betrayal. I will be trying to save my own life and leaving quite a lot of other people behind. So I will continue to live like this. When I was young, I watched a certain movie. I can't remember what it was. It had certain lines. Anticipation of death is worse than death itself. I can attest. I have felt how it feels. But I'm not going to give up now. Let us see how the whole thing will unfold. Let us see how the whole thing will end. At the end, it will pass. I don't know how, but I can assure you, there is no pain that lasts forever, as there is no joy that lasts forever. Who is running this country? Is it him? Is it the radicals, the noisemakers, the galorous ones behind him? So let the real president stand up.